Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn how to cut this style, the upper part, and it's in a bustier form, princess bustier dart. I already have a video on how to cut a princess bustier dart, but for the sake of this video I'm going to take you through quick, but you can refer to that video also for more details. Hope you get it. And so please sit back, relax, and let's continue. This is for front and this is for back. Work on the front pattern first. Shoulder to bust, and then shoulder to under bust, and then shoulder to waist plus 1 inch. So the shoulder to waist is actually 18 plus 1 for sewing allowance. Do you get it? Okay. And so that's what we are going to do. We are going to place our darts on this. The dart we are using is 9. 9 divided by 2 is going to be 4.5. I'm going to add ½ inch to it to make it 5. So I'll place it here and measure my 5. To the underbust too, and then measure the same 5. Then I'll come to the waistline, also measure the same 5. This is your bust, that is the larger part, divided by 4 plus your sewing allowance of 3 inches. Yeah, so use at least 3 inches, it will be okay. And so this is what I have here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have the dart line here, and at the underbust here I'm going to mark 2 inches here, and I'm going to mark 1 inch here, and I'll come here to I'll mark 2 inches, and I'm going to mark, you can choose to mark the same 1 inch, but I'm going to mark ½ inch here. I'll come here also, and then come down by, you can come down between ½ and 1 inch, and so I'm going to come down by ½ inch or between that. Okay, so here, and then I'm going to use my curve and then get it. Now if your bust is less than 40, then instead of measuring 2 inches you can measure 1.5, but this is for a plus size. Yes, this is a plus size. So, and then I'm going to join this to this. I'll join this straight. I'm going to join this to this, and then this to this. Bring this one here. So this is it. You see I have a middle of, I have a point here. This is the middle of it. Now to get this, you come here by 1 inch for shoulder slope. Do you get it? And from this 1 inch to this, you divide it into 2. And so that is how come I got this 4.5. Do you get it? Okay. When you get this half, then you come here by ½ inch. And then that's what you use to draw for the front armhole, just for the front. Now, after drawing the front armhole, we are going to measure the armhole curve here. And we are going to divide it into 2. So we have 11 here. So we are going to divide it into 2 and get 5.5. Do you get it? And so that's it, 5.5. Okay, so from this 5.5 I'm going to join it to what we have here, and we're going to come up here by ½ inch. And so this is it. This is the line. I'm going to join it to this. Then we are going to create a dart here, and so come up here by 1 inch. You can make it ½ inch, and then we'll come here also, same 1 inch. Okay, we are going to join it to this. We are going to take this same. Now when you measure this, what we have here is 2 inches. So when you measure, whatever you have there is what you're going to add to it. So you're going to add it to this line. And so just stand here and then mark 2 inches here. Do you get it? Okay. So we are going to join it this way. Okay, so we are going to have our armhole here this way. This is going to be the new armhole. Do you get it? And so after this, the next thing is to add your measurement to 8. And so we are using a bust of 12 inches. That is 48 divided by 4 is going to be 12. And so we'll place the 12 here. This is the 12. And then we'll come to the under bust. The under bust, the measurement is going to be exactly the waist measurement. So the waist is 40. And so 40, you measure what you have here. So what we have here is 3 inches. You will add it to the 40. That is 40 divided by 4 is going to be 10. So you add a 3 inches to 8, and then it's going to be 13. So 13 here. And then we'll bring the same 13 also at the waistline. This is the chest line, that's the armhole line. And so we have the 12 as the bust point. We have the 12 as for the bust measurement. Then we are going to add 2 inches to 8. And that's going to be 14. Do you get it? And so because we don't have enough here, you can leave it like this. After cutting, when you place it on your fabric, you add your extra allowance to it. Do you get it? And so just mark it this way. So we are going to join it this way. Cut this thing out before you come and decide the neck. So let's cut this off. Then we'll come here. So this is it. Before we determine the neck shape of the style, we are going to put this aside and then get the back one also. So we are going to place that on this one also. There is chest line, that is the armhole line. Do you get it? So that's where we are going to place our dots on the back dart. And 9 divided by 2 is going to be 4.5 plus half. And that's going to be 5 inches. And this is our zip allowance. The zip allowance is 2 inches. Do you get it? Okay. Then we are going to measure the same 5 inches also on this line. And then we are going to have a straight line. The back, you can decide to have a basic dart and leave it like that, or you can also have a princess dart at the back. But just that the back one is not going to go very deep. And so you are going to mark 0.5 on each side as a basic darts. 0.5, 0.5 here. And then we'll just join each two. The points here. So this is it. Now if you want to make it princess dart also at the back, you can pick the front part this way and then place it here. You see, if you choose to place it here and get the same length for this, you see, then place it here and then draw your shape. So you have it this way, but because we want to take this curvy thing out, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to come down here like 1.5 or 2 inches here. So let's do 2 inches here. And then we will join it to this way so that we will get the curve out and use this. You can use this to draw it very well. So that we'll take that point from it. So we are going to cut on this, not this, you get it. We are going to extend this by ½ inch, either ½ inch or 1 inch. Okay. So something like this. Now with the back, it is not really an issue if you do not place a dart here. It is not really an issue if you do not place a dart here. But if you choose to place a dart, then make it ½ inch, ½ inch, because you don't want to have any serious effects there. But I'm going to leave it like this because this is just the back. Do you get it? Okay. A new armhole points this way, and then cut it. After, the next thing to do is to add your darts. The waist is 40, so that's going to be 10, and what we have here is 1 inch, and that's going to be 11. And so just place your 11 here, and then just as we did for the front one, we are going to leave it. As for this one, is very, no, it's not enough, so we'll leave it just as it is. And then we are going to join. So when you place it on your fabric, you have to remember to add your extra allowance to it. I do remember I need to stick here. Okay, don't get this one out. So this is it. Everything when you join, and you even have excess here. You have excess here. You can, after joining, you can easily cut the excess. Do you get it? Trim it very well. And so this is it for the back. So this is it. By the end of the day, you are going to hold this place with pins. Do you get it? And so now the next thing you're going to do is going to determine the neck. Okay, so we've already held this place with pins, so we're going to consider the neck. So I'll put this aside and then bring the front pattern also. Now when you look at the style very well, one side is off shoulder and one side is on the shoulder. Do you get it? Okay. And so let me put the back aside, and then we'll come to the front. So to get the neck shape, we are going to measure the neck width that you want. We are going to make use of 4 inches. 4 inches. So I've marked it here. And we have a shoulder slope here. So we'll measure 1 inch for shoulder slope. And then mark it here. Now you're going to determine where you want the off shoulder to be. Okay, so open it this way. The off shoulder is going to be on this side, and already we are taking 1 inch from it for shoulder slope. And so you can decide to stand here and mark 4 inches, which is exactly here, but I'm going to mark 5 inches, or you can mark 4.5. 5 inches here. And so I have 5 inches, and we are going to curve this to meet the middle here. We are going to curve it. You can use your free hand to curve it this way. To meet this way, you see. So the middle is arc shape, and then you see this way. Then you decide to come in a bit like you are drawing your neck line a bit this way. So while you come in a bit this way, a bit this way, then then you will take it to the curve. So you are going to have this curve this way. You see, you are going to have it this way and have this curved also. Let me use this to get the shape very well. So at the end of the day, when you sew, you are going to sew the shoulder side up to this point. You sew up to this point. This one is off shoulder, so you are taking everything off. So this is it. Now when you get it this way, you don't go ahead and cut. You are going to leave it this way and then get the back one. And so this is the back one. When you open up, it's supposed to face each other. So let's assume this is the right side of the fabric, this is the wrong side, and here this is the wrong side, this is the right side. So both are going to face this way, wrong side facing each other. And so you see, this is where we are going to have this to be also off shoulder like this, 6 inches. You get it? And so at the end of the day, as for the back neck, you don't really have to make it like the front one. Do you get it? You don't really have to make it like the front one. So this is what you can do. You measure the 4 inches neck width here. You see, 4 inches here, and then you are going to come here for the shoulder slope, which is 1 inch. You see. So this is it for a shoulder slope, and then this is the 6 inches. So with this, you can just decide to come down. You can decide to use your curve and then curve it down. So instead of it going this way, you are rather going to turn it this way so that the back can come down a bit. So you are going to shape it this way. So this is how the back is going to be. So you are going to cut it here. If you want it to come down more, then it means you are going to determine how deep you want it, and then take it this way or to this. Do you get it? But we are going to maintain this. The back, you just cut it this way. And then cut this one also. And so you have this for your back, then you slit this into 2. And this is it, you see. Then you come here also, so cut it this way. So this is it. So you have this, you place it on your fabric, you will cut, and then you will join front and back together, the shoulders together, you see. And so this is it, it's this way. And so this is the back. So you have the back going in like this. As I said, if you want the back to be more low, you can decide to come in from here, come in this way, and then you end here however you want it. Do you get it? So I decided to cut another one for it, and we are going to also do it in a different way. Avoid this curve, then you can decide to choose either this or the other one. And so we are going to have the shoulder slope, that is 1 inch here, And then when we come here, we're going to measure 5 inches. 5 inches. Okay, create a small notch here. When you measure, this is the 4-inch. This is the 4-inch neck width. Okay, this is the 4-inch neck width. Okay, and so we'll open up this way, and then from here we are going to use freehand to draw. So we have our curve here. So the first one, we considered meeting it with this, but with this one we are going to meet it here. Instead of drawing the shoulder slope to meet the 1 inch, we will rather draw a curve this way also to meet the shoulder slope. So this is it. And so you see, so you draw it this way, then it will come and meet the 1 inch. That is the shoulder slope, 1 inch. Do you get it? So draw it this way, and then we'll cut it out. And so before you cut, make sure that you indicate this. You see, this is where your neck width is. So when you are sewing, you are going to sew up to this point. Do you get it? So you have it this way. And so when you join shoulder to shoulder like this, you are going to join it this way and then sew up to this point. Do you get it? You sew up to this point. You sew on a 1/2 inch, and that'll be it. And then this place you are going to fix your sleeve. Now when it comes to the sleeve, this side is off shoulder sleeve. That is just a band. And then when you come to this place, the sleeve is a cap sleeve. I have a video on how to cut a cap sleeve, but I'm going to take you through quick. When it comes to cap sleeve, you measure the arm width of the person and then you deduct 2. So the arm width is 16. When you deduct 2, it's going to be left with 14, and so you measure 7. Then that is the width. And then the length usually is 4 inches plus an allowance, sewing allowance. We have one at the top, half at the down, making 5. But you can see that this cap sleeve is very, very short. So instead of measuring 5, you are going to measure 4.5. And so that's what we'll have here also, 4.5. Next thing you will do is you are going to draw an arc to make this. So just this way. You see, and then you cut it. So this is it for your cap sleeve. And so this side is going to go on the shoulder. You get it? And this is the sleeve part. So this side is off shoulder. And so off shoulder, we took 5 from it, so at the end of the day we need 10 width, and then the length you can make either 2 or 3 inches plus your sewing allowance. Try and use this one. Let's see, 10 inches. Then you add 1 inch for sewing allowance, making 11. Then we'll come here, depending on how wide you want it to be, either 3 inches. If it's 3 inches, you add 1 to it for it to make 4. If you want the width to be 2, you are going to add 1 to make it 3. So we are going to make it 2 plus 1, that is 3. And so this is it that you are going to use. So this one will come here, you hold this way, so you sew, you see, and then this one to come here, this one to be fixed to this, to be joined to this way, you see. And so you have this one here, and then you have the cuff sleeve also here. After joining this, you are going to sew, attach it just as you attach a sleeve to your dress. I have a video on how to attach a sleeve to your dress, so I will leave the link there. And so this way you close where it ends, and that is it, you have it. And so this is it for this tutorial, a request by one of our viewers. So you can either decide to choose this method, or you can decide to choose this. Any of them will be okay. As for the down part, it's a circle, so just know how to cut your circle depending on the length. I have a video on how to cut a circle, I'll leave it there. And so you cut it, and after joining each of these, then you are going to join it to the waistline, and that will be okay. Thanks so much for watching. If you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing, like and share this video. Bye bye.